Antonio Spurs. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games to play, but we should be done by the time we end March. So we got the weekend still coming up. But yeah, man, going up against the San Antonio Spurs, man. I'm just happy to be a starter. It really came true, man. I'm super happy for that.
Sports pregame show, sponsored by Kia.
Hello, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. Always a pleasure, and I mean that, to be here with Kenny and Shaq. Tonight, it'll be the San Antonio Spurs up against the Detroit Pistons. Well, it was Detroit winning their last game against the Lakers in Los Angeles. That game was a dominant performance. Always nice to win one going away, but it's just one game, and they'll be ready to go tonight. And Detroit last season shot up in the standings, largely due to their improvements on the defensive end. Shaq, how'd they do it?
Well, Steve Van Gundy is a guy who knows how to coach defense. I played for him in Miami before he was fired. They play well as a unit, and they're sharp with the help defense.
Did he turn you into a defensive force?
No, I'm not known for my defense, Ernie.
What are you known for?
Prolific, MF scoring.
What's MF again?
Most frequently.
Oh, okay, gotcha. But I'll tell you, one thing about them is that they don't have many weak defenders. So what they do is they switch everything. So you make a pick, they switch. One guard can guard the four guy. The four guy can guard the one guard. So everyone switches on it. That makes it a lot easier to have a defensive concept.
Looks like both teams are ready to tip this thing off. Let's get it to Kevin Harlan.
Don't switch the channel.
I'm a starter, I'm a starter, I'm a starter, I'm a starter, I'm a stone. I'm a stunner, I'm a stunner, I'm a stunner, I'm a stunner, I'm a stunner.
Welcome everyone to this 2K Sports broadcast from suburban Detroit. We are live at the Palace of Auburn Hills. This is Kevin Harlan along with Greg Anthony and Brett Beard. David Aldridge will be reporting from the sideline. The Pistons hoping for a happy ending to close out their homestand before hitting the road. What a story right now for these guys. Win after win. It's been a phenomenal stretch.
You know what? They're almost perfect in their approach right now. I mean, mentally, physically, strategically, everything seems to have fallen into place. They're bound to hit a bump at some point in the road, but right now, everything is all systems go.
To keep winning, I think it's important that they avoid looking too far ahead. Just take the cliched one game at a time.
And let's go straight over to David Aldridge for a report before the tip-off. Hey, Dave.
Well, Pau Gasol is one of the real humanitarians in the NBA. An ambassador for UNICEF, he concerns himself with a lot more than just basketball. Jerry West said of Gasol, you can feel the warmth, the goodness in him. A real gentleman. If you're around him, you can't help but like him. Kevin?
A gentle giant, David, for sure. Thanks. An excellent matchup at the center position tonight, Brent. Do centers take it as personal challenges when they are in that marquee matchup with the name as big as theirs?
I think they do, Kevin, but with the way the game is played nowadays, I think it gets a little frustrating for centers because we often don't see teams just pounding it down into the block or finding guys in the post. So the way that they have to impact the game isn't the way that we're used to in the 70s and 80s with huge scoring outputs. It's more about offensive rebounding, great screen setting, and shot blocking.
They're so hard to officiate, too. Sometimes they don't know what they can and cannot do from night to night.
And the fact that the game is so spread out, all of a sudden when centers are in the middle of all that action and it looks physical, maybe more fouls get called because we're just not used to seeing that much banging going on in the middle.
And the starting group for the Spurs, the defensive duo of Green and Leonard make up the perimeter. Aldridge out there with Pau Gasol, and it's Parker in at the one spot.
Yeah, the assist by Parker, just brilliant. Really seeing his teammates out there.
Here's Young after Pau Gasol's bucket. On the outside. Clock at 6. Fires from 14, and he nails the jumper. Young's got 5 points so far.
Wow, risky shot there, size-wise, but the incredible skill that he possesses allows that one to go.
And the attack mentality, I think he surprised the entire defense with that one.
Now here's Parker. scoring has been there on a regular basis. He's averaging more than 14 points a game.
Not many, if any, bigs in the league have a more proficient mid-range game. Aldridge with the soft touch there.
Here's Harris. He dishes it to Young. Back to Harris. Looking for Harris. He gets it there. And there's the whistle. Foul hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
And the Spurs, known as an organization for their diligence and discipline, it's all about their results and certainly about the accountability from coach to player, and more importantly, Kevin, from player to player.
The first free throw is good. And you talk about the Spurs culture. They seem totally unconcerned with who gets the limelight. In fact, Brett, they seem to avoid it.
Yeah, there always is this idea that they dance around those spotlights until it's the biggest of stages. But the team really does have just one agenda, Kevin, and that is becoming the best basketball team that they can by the end of the season. And in some years, that means championships. And in other years, it means just contending for a title. But every year, they're making that push.
And Parker with the basket on the assist by Leonard. Parker's got his first points of the night.
It's such a good feel for the game. Kawhi knows exactly what this offense is trying to accomplish and acts as a willing facilitator.
Now here's Harris. And there's the pass to Drummond. Harris misses.
Now that's terrific defense at the rim. Got right in his path.
All instinctual because he knows where he needs to go and then force the opponent to do something about it.
And a look here at the passing numbers over the last several months for Gasol.
He hasn't been nearly as effective a passer these past few months, and that's unfortunate because when he's passing it well and the assists are coming, he is a much more complete player. It's something he has to be thinking about.
Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Harris with it. There's the dish to Harris. For three. Harris missing again. San Antonio trailing here. Here's Parker. And no good. And a chance to take the lead.
Even though Parker is slowing down a bit because of his age, the Spurs are looking more and more to sort of hide him on defense, cross-match him with guys. There's no doubt, though, that experience and veteran savvy is still something they'll lean on the offensive end.
Here is Parker following the basket by Prez. It's stolen by Harris. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
And that's just a great individual play right through the teeth of the defense.
And a different look here for the Pistons. Marjanovic checked in for Andre Drummond. Marcus Morris comes in for Lure. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, he's checked in for Young. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Harris. A free throw off from Harris. And you played all the backcourt positions, including shooting guard. Some have said the talent level at the two guard has fallen off a bit of late.
I think it's been an interesting shift, Kevin, in the NBA with regards to the scoring point guard and how much there are guards in our league who initiate offense not with the pass, but more with their ability to get to the rim, eventually get to the foul line, their ability to score the basketball and run pick and roll offenses. And with how quick teams are playing, maybe there are fewer opportunities for shooting guards to get the ball in positions where they can score.
But two guards have got to handle the ball. We're seeing that more and more. That versatility is important for teams.
No question about it. A lot of coaches are looking for complementary two guards or small forwards out there that can get to the right spots and then make the next play. After your point guard draws defense, can the next man on your team be just as effective with his pass, with his scoring? Then you got a combination that can do some damage.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came upright with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
A terrific anticipation using the hands. How are you not protecting the basketball in that situation?
Now here's Lee. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. 5 on the clock. San Antonio needs to get off a shot here. Mills in the corner. And that one goes long.
There's some very intimidating, aggressive defense that really helped alter that shot.
2. Caldwell Pope's got his second basket of the game.
Yeah, there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Here's Mills. Hit by Lee. Here's Ginobili. No good trying to beat the buzzer. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Pistons ahead. They're up by 6. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break. Chance to hear from Tony Parker, who said he lives for the challenge of continuing to improve.
I always try to improve and get better, and Pop always challenged me. He came to me and he said, you know, good players, they can have a great season, but the great players, they have many great seasons. So he said, what you want to be?
In Tony Parker's case, great is what he wanted to be and has been for a long time.
You know, that's great because that shows Pops and why he's one of the best in the game. You got to be able to drive and motivate and also give the confidence. And that's what's happened with Tony Parker. Remember when he first came on the scene, it was not a cakewalk for him. He had his struggles, and now we're talking about a guy who's going to be in the Hall of Fame.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from Detroit?
It's been about the pace. You can see they're going to try to keep this game in the open floor.
Once they get out there in the open court, the speed and athleticism just takes over. Not much you can do to stop it.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. And Detroit looking to who they Morris is down low with Drummond. Caldwell Pope out there with Smith. And it's Johnson in at the small forward spot. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, LaMarcus Aldridge has overcome a lot. As a child, his home life was not easy. And he was born with a heart condition. In fact, shortly after he was born, his heart stopped, and he had to be resuscitated. But Kevin, he said, I wouldn't take back any pain that I've endured on or off the court because it's made me who I am. And Kevin, that's a story all of us can be inspired by.
Thank you, D.A. And Mills kicks to Ginobili. Shoots. And the jumper falls for him. Ginobili's got 5.
Undetoured with a hand in his face, Ginobili's been taking advantage of that kind of defense for a long time. Well, even in these limited minutes, Emmanuel Manu Ginobili continues to provide elite play at the shooting guard position. Finds ways to impact the game. If he's not scoring, it's his playmaking and just his spirit that helped the Spurs in many instances.
Now Mills, following the miss by Marcus Morris from deep. Just his first attempt. Leonard, no luck.
He's the last guy you want to leave open there, but somehow he didn't knock it down.
Feeds it to Smith. Anderson against Morris. Caldwell Pope outside. Pass to Johnson. It's Caldwell Pope with the drive. That one goes in for him too, making it look easy. He's now 4 for 4. And Brent, do you think when it's all said and done that Ginobili has the chance to go down as the greatest sixth man in NBA history?
Well, I've checked the numbers on John Havlicek, and he might have something to say about that, but Manu was on a very short list of a guy who's accepted his role and then excelled at it to championship caliber play.
Here's Smith after the made shot for Manu Ginobili, and he makes that one.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Now here's Mills, covered by Smith. Now here's Mills. He's coming off a 10-point game against Philadelphia. Johnson against Leonard. There's the triple. And it's Leonard again missing. Pistons lead by 9. Caldwell Pope outside. pushed the lead to double digits. Ginobili dishes to Mills. Kicks it to Dedmon. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Three-pointer. Detroit with the rebound. Their last game a win against the Lakers, looking to carry it into this one.
And the way they attacked the basket in that game was unreal. I mean, after a while, the defenders seemed to just wave the white flag.
Yeah, the point's not hard to come by for them, that's for sure. I'd have surrendered too if I was trying to defend against that potent attack.
Ginobili against Caldwell Pope. Ginobili kicks to Mills. Pass to Leonard. Poked away. It's stolen by Johnson.
Clearly a 2-for-1 situation here, guys.
Yeah, they can't let the shot clock run down too far on this possession.
Shoots from the elbow. It's Dedmon with the rebound.
It looked like he was in rhythm to shoot that one, guys, especially as open as he was. Just claimed it.
Ginobili the pass to Anderson. Anderson the screen. Now here's Mills, covered by Morris. San Antonio again missing. Johnson dishes to Drummond. The 10-foot. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. This is his first chance at the line tonight.
Not the best statistic for him in terms of his performance at the line. Very low numbers.
We're still good. We're still good. Wait, play one more video.
And the first one drops.
I was at church.
So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe. With 1 on the clock. No good on that one. And we've reached halftime in this one. Pistons lead by 10. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Greg Popovich. Pop, what do you think was the main issue during the first half?
We did make shots.
Thank you for that insightful analysis, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great... Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this.
All right, gentlemen, hustle up. That was a great first half. I love the energy, fellas. I really do. But now we got to keep it up and stay focused. Now stay focused, guys. Let's win this game. Go home.
Welcome back to the Palace at Auburn Hills. That's a look at the Renaissance Center, which dominates the skyline in downtown Detroit. And now the third quarter, not to get going. Latavius Caldwell Pope really making a difference here.
You just love it when the decision-making is as good as it was there in that first half. Didn't force anything.
Well, showed great discipline and only took good shots. So we'll see if he can keep that decision-making up here in the third.
Shooting so vital in today's game, Brandon, ironically, the shooting guard position has been in somewhat of a stagnant position for him.
Well, I think because of the way that the point guards in the league right now, Kevin, have dominated most of the offenses, not only in terms of their scoring, but in terms of time of possession. John Wall, Chris Paul, Russell Westbrook. You watch a lot of those games, and for most of the game, they've got the pill, and they've got to make the decision. Shooting guard guys like Klay Thompson don't come around all that much, and he's finding ways to still put his imprint on the game.
On the floor for San Antonio, Parker and Green, the tried and tested backcourt. Leonard and Aldridge, the two stars of the 3 and the 4. And it's Gasol at the 5 spot. And it's Lure with the rebound.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
In the corner, it's Harris. And Young kicks to Harris. Shoots a 3. San Antonio with the rebound, coming off that loss against Philadelphia.
And on an ordinary night, guys, I think they would have come out on top. That's just how well they played, but they happened to catch an opposing team at the very top of their game.
Way to work, gentlemen. Let's go now. Hustle up. Listen up. We have these guys back on their heels. And now they're playing like they're desperate. Just keep squeezing that orange juice, gentlemen.
The league moves forward, the center position. He favors playing the 4, but that versatility was huge in the Spurs signing him and keeping him around. Something every team would value.
A chance here to take a moment and compare the front court and back court scoring in the night for the Pistons.
And really, it's been the guards who have powered them into this substantial lead. They say it's a big man's league, but tonight it's all about the little guys.
Green kicks to Parker. Green, the pass to Parker. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. And when you talk about Aldridge at the 4 or at the 5, Brent, which position do you think he's best in?
Well, Kevin, seeing the league going smaller and smaller, he's more skilled, I think, than most centers at that 5 spot. He's got great foot speed, lateral movement's good, and he can stay in front of the smaller players, and that enables him to stay big against small ball lineups.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, we know Greg Popovich uses a lot of different tools to motivate his players. Sometimes it's the things he doesn't say that works best. Popovich said, sometimes in timeouts, I'll say, I've got nothing for you. We just turned it over 6 times. Everybody's holding the ball. What do you want me to do? Figure it out. Now get up and walk away. Because it's true. It's on them. Kevin?
Thanks, D.A. That accountability goes a long way.
And a moment here to look at some of the stats for Gasol. He's putting up 13 points a game, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists. And what sets him apart is his rebounding. And as you can see, he's been in peak form.
Two shots.
Free throw drops from Marjanovic. Well, the Serbian import Marjanovic showing last season he could be an impact player, Brent, offensively.
Well, his 7'3" height gives him just a massive advantage inside, so he barely has to jump to dunk. He's got massive hands to control that soft touch hook shot, and he's also a pretty good offensive rebounder.
Both shots good from the stripe. Spurs trail by 13. Parker outside. High post shot. And that one off the back of the rim and in.
And when Parker gets his legs under him from that mid-range area, he is incredibly accurate.
Harris kicks to Caldwell Pope. From outside the arc. That one is good. He's only missed one shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
Simply taking advantage there of the defense. An easy look from 3.
Harris against Parker. 3 minutes gone now in the third quarter. Here's the three. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. That's 7 points for Parker. And here is Harris. Caldwell Pope outside. Harris setting the pick for Caldwell Pope. Tipped away. And Marjanovic with the slam.
This guy is a beast on the board.
And when he gets those second chance points, he does not waste one of them.
Well, you love the NBA, but some of these guys have the DNA. He also outworks everybody. Filthy combination.
Here's Parker. After the basket by Detroit. A three. And again, it's San Antonio with a three.
Wow, something's brewing, guys. The three-pointers just continue to flow.
Harris against Parker. A leader. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. The Spurs trail by 10. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Aldridge kicks to Parker. To the middle. Tries to keep it alive. Here's Marjanovic. Nice pass. Right under the rack perfectly for the layup. Marjanovic has got 6 points.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Parker dishes to lead. Anderson outside. Shot clock at 6. Here's Aldridge. The shot from the low post is good. Aldridge has got 4 points this quarter.
It's an underrated strength of LaMarcus Aldridge, able to power in the shot even when being fouled.
Harris. And it's good, but hold on. The officials may want to look at that one on the replay mon. And not so fast. The officials are going to check that shot again and make sure they got it right before we go to the fourth.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, you know, some might say, hey, can we just skip the replay this time around? But you just never know.
Turn the ball. The replay was conclusive, and that one got out.
And Kevin, an example of why it's good to have replay. I don't know what kind of impact it'll have on the final result, but you always want them to get every call right.
Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Pistons ahead, up by 12. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from the Palace of Auburn Hills.
Tony Parker be making everything, man. He be making everything. He's a good player, though. I ain't gonna lie, he's a good player. When he went to the Hornets, man, I was like, wow, he got traded to the Hornets. Wow, he got traded to the Hornets.
Your favorite NBA superstar.
But that was his last year, though.
The showcase of the league's top talent. It's the NBA All-Star Game.
A chance now to hear Greg Popovich talking to his team just moments ago.
But don't stop the aggressiveness. You got shots, let them fly.
And that's the thing about Greg Popovich. As long as you're taking good shots, he doesn't want you to hesitate. He doesn't want you to stop.
Well, and the offense is designed to create opportunities. So if you pass up the opportunity, you're kind of defeating the whole purpose of the exercise.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. Levins is out there with Reggie Jackson. Then there's Andre Drummond. Then it's Johnson. And it's Harrison at the 4. That's the group for Detroit right now.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power, hammering
Down the two-hand slam. All these days, teams have really gone away from offensive rebounding, transition defense, such an imperative.
Well, I think Greg Popovich started it off in San Antonio, and then Doc Rivers adopted it in Boston for many years because the numbers will tell you the percentage chances of grabbing an offensive rebound for your basketball team are not very good. And if you take those kind of risks, calculated as they might be, it's a disadvantage for you to get back in transition and set up your defense. So a lot more teams adopting the 4-back and one take a chance at the offensive rebound mentality.
Part of that analytics contribution we're talking about before. Things like that point those things out of the book.
Yeah, and the numbers aren't lying.
Right, exactly. And Mills kicks to Leonard. In the corner, it's Ginobili. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. And that's 10 points for Ginobili.
Give him any space out on the perimeter, and you're taking some chances. Ginobili with the quick release.
Jackson passes to Johnson. There's the feed to Drummond. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot two. They get Paul Gasol.
Well, I tell you what, it didn't take long for everyone to recognize that Andre Drummond was going to be a dominant rebounder in this league. He just inhales everything within his reach out on the floor. And then he's got that great blend of length and strength to get after every miss. Incredible feet and hands to go along with that. And this is a guy that just has superstar written all over.
And it's hard to stop talking about Drummond. The rebounding, of course, helps him get the easy points. When it comes on the offensive end of the court, Greg, a terrific offensive rebound.
It's almost like a feedback loop with him. I mean, you get an offensive board, he gets an easy score. He starts getting on a roll, and then the next thing you know, he's blowing up for a 20-20 game.
And business, obviously, is great in the NBA. Players' salaries shooting up, franchise values skyrocketing. In fact, Brent, I saw the other day a new study saying the average team is now worth over $1 billion. Some much more than that. You still want to own a team someday?
I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon, Kevin. But our game is in a great place. And one of the things that makes me most proud as a former player, Kevin, is who it is that represents the NBA right now in terms of their character, in terms of their class, in terms of some of the stances that they take, even outside of the sport, getting involved in politics, getting involved in the local community. The league continues to do amazing things both on and off the court.
I would say maybe never been healthier than it is right now on all fronts. The way it's played, the name stars, the community activism, all of it.
I agree with you, Kevin.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Young's checked in for Detroit. Harris comes in for Reggie Jackson. And San Antonio with the change here, too. Green's checked in.
Only watch it for TV though. Local TV could be watching TV. This could be my gaming TV. Watch TV. Watch TV.
That's good from Harris.
And they didn't shoot it very well in the first half, but they've gotten much better since halftime, and it's helped them to secure the lead.
Here's Leonard. Again, the miss by the Spurs. Pistons leading by 17. Harris dishes to Young. He's looking for Drummond and finds him. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
Yeah, and just superb work there by Young. So unselfish with the basketball. Really likes getting the ball to his team.
And Mills gets to Green. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Now here's Mills. Tee right out. And stolen by Harris. Harris passes to Drummond. Dishes to Harris. A minute 42 left to play in the final quarter. He kicks it to Harris. He feeds it to Young. Shot clock at 5. It's stolen by Green. They get it again. Here's Aldridge. And foul called as he misses. misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Such a challenge for a defender. You try to get to Aldridge's high release, but then you realize that's too late, and he's just pump faking. Not fair.
He's off on the first.
There's no doubt that the biggest free agent splash made in 2015 was the Spurs.
We almost done with February, man. We almost done with February. We just got one more to do. Keep stretching, and that's March. Once we get done with March, man, I'm gonna be so freaking happy. We're gonna be in the playoffs, man. We're gonna be in the playoffs.
Along with winning.
And he can't get the second one to drop either. Coming up empty that time. And of course, for Aldridge, location wasn't the only attraction. Brett, the chance to win and compete for championships had to be the most important factor.
Well, he knew it was going to be a little bit of time and a little bit of sacrifice in joining San Antonio. Maybe miss a few All-Star games he otherwise might have played in as a member of the Blazers. But winning the most paramount, and in time, his role will only grow as this roster turns over.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for the Pistons.
Their inside game was what secured them to win tonight.
They had their way in the paint, and those are all high percentage shots, but the defense couldn't stop them from getting down low.
And in what's been a solid season, to say the least, tonight's game, of course, their win total now up to 53.
Really, they had their number this season. 2 wins, a home win, and an away win. And what a huge standout performance it was for Harris.
You know, fellas, if we put this one on tape, we could send it out as a clinic. It was awesome. Physically and mentally, just dialed in. And when you got a guy with his talent able to outwork and outthink everyone else on the floor, it results in this kind of dominant performance.
Get a Roku TV, get the bike chain. Yeah. Save some money for Nano. So we go to Cookout.
Here's Dedman. And the rejection by Marjanovic. And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession.
I gotta pay my Wi-Fi bill too. Damn.
Now Parker. Pass to Dedman. Ginobili, that's for 2. And he gets it to go from the corner.
Well, a throwback night here for Manu. He's playing quick and playing confident. Great to watch him score at this level.
Yo, D! I'm back. What's up, man? What's up, man? You made it, huh? Yeah. Whoa. What are you wearing? I'm wearing my weight vest, man. I'm on another 10-day contract, and they ain't gonna cut me this time. I'm telling you right now. I'm here. This is mine. All right. This here, mine. That's what I'm talking about.
Levi is funny, man. This year, mine. This year, mine. This year, mine. He crazy, man. This here, mine. This here, mine. Hell no. All right, so we're going up against the Toronto Raptors next episode. So let's just let's do that right quick. All right, guys. On the next episode, we'll be going up against. Let me show y'all the Toronto Raptors. We will be going up against the Toronto Raptors next episode. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 more games. But we're going against the Toronto Raptors next episode. So that's gonna be the last video. Stay tuned for that. And yeah, man. As soon as I get off this game, we're gonna make that last video because my phone finna go dead. But you know, it's been a pleasure showing y'all my videos that I'll be making. So hopefully we can finish out February and enter March. But yeah, man, hopefully y'all enjoy. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe.